going to do the oatmeal cookie lab right now. So I got all my supplies out. The first thing I need is my butter. I softened my butter. I did not melt my butter. I softened it in the microwave. You can leave it on the counter for a little bit and soften it that way, or you can do it in the microwave under the soften button, not the defrost button. Okay, the first ingredient is going to be my brown sugar. Of course, I'm going to take that and I'm going to pack it in. And then I'm going to level that off. I can use my rubber scraper. I could use a knife. You can also do this in the Mix Master or with a hand mixer. I'm just kind of smashing that up. I'm giving you the technique today to do it without the mixer. And for this cookie, it would be fine to do it without the mixer. So this is called creaming. When you take the butter and the sugar, I'm going to get 1/4 of a cup of regular sugar. This is called creaming when you put the butter and the sugar together and you mix it. I'm also going to take my rubber scraper. Not ideal, but that's what's going to happen. And I'm going to mix in the white sugar. So this is just brown sugar and white sugar with my butter. Then it tells us to put our egg in. Now remember, with your egg, you're going to break it and you're going to put your thumbs inside the hole, and then you're going to check it and make sure it's okay. So we're going to look at it to see if there's any red spots or any discoloration, or if it just breaks as you open it. We're going to put our egg in there. Mix this in. I'm going to use that custard cup again for my vanilla, so I don't over season this. I'm going to put my vanilla in here. It's just 1/4 of a teaspoon. See how I overfilled it a little bit? Now with vanilla, it wouldn't matter too much because it's not that strong of a flavor. I'm going to take my butter bowl and I'm going to reuse this. It says 6 tablespoons of flour, or 1/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons. Those are both the same measurement. Overfill, level off, and I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm going to take my 2 tablespoons, overfill, level off, overfill, level off, and that is my flour. What else I'm going to put in is my baking soda. Baking soda is a base that you need to add an acid to in order for the chemical reaction to happen. So you cannot interchange baking soda and baking powder because they have different qualities. Put my baking soda in there. I'm going to put my cinnamon in there. See how nice and easy it is when you have everything out, ready to go? Cinnamon, and then we need our salt, which I don't have, so I'm just not going to put it in there. Oatmeal. So I'm going to stir this up, and then I will put my oatmeal in. This is just my dry ingredients, and the reason I'm mixing it up ahead of time is so I don't have all of those, all the cinnamon in one spot, all the baking soda in one spot. It's all mixed in before I put it into my batter. And then I'm just going to take it and I'm going to mix it. I love this little rubber scraper. It kind of does everything, especially if you don't have a mix master. And this is a small enough recipe that, there's my oven, preheated, ready to go. I want to get all of the dry ingredients off the side of my bowl. And then I'm going to add my oatmeal. 3/4 of a cup. I don't have a 3/4 of a cup, so I'm going to use a 1/4 and a half a cup, and that makes 3/4 cup. Now with your oatmeal, you're going to overfill again, and you might need to pack it in a little bit because it does have a lot of air space in there. So overfill, then pack it down a little bit, and then level it off. So I use my flour, and I use my sugar, and I use my brown sugar, and I use my cinnamon, and I use my baking soda, and I use my vanilla, and I use my oats. So they are all going away. I have my egg, I use that, and I make one quick check and see if everything is rearing to go here. This is my house. Welcome to my old house. My house is 103 years old. So this is, I get to see your houses, now you get to see my house. Okay, I don't have any raisins today, so I'm going to use chocolate chips. And I'm just going to sprinkle those in there. You could use nuts, you could use butterscotch chips, you could use cranberries, you could use just about anything. Alright, I don't have parchment paper, but you do have parchment paper in your bag. So I'm going to use a little cooking spray. And then, excuse me a second, I'm going to get 2 spoons. And I'm going to scoop this out, just like we did with our chocolate chip cookies. Now my butter was really soft. If your butter isn't that soft, you might not have such a liquidy batter, but I do, and it's fine. These cookies are kind of soft, okay, and it's because of the brown sugar in there. If you have a recipe for cookies that are crispy cookies and you want to have them a little bit softer, you're going to add more brown sugar than white sugar. So for instance, if it says 1/4 cup of brown sugar and 1/4 cup of white sugar, if you add all brown sugar to that, they're going to be a nice soft cookie. Okay. I want to use every little bit. This makes about a dozen cookies. I want to make sure they're all the same size, so they cook at the same rate. So I'll just add a little bit. I have a little extra dough. Of course, we're not eating this dough because there's a raw egg in here. Okay, you can eat cookie dough when it's a pasteurized product, like if you buy cookie dough ice cream or those little frozen cookie dough discs. You can eat that because it's made out of pasteurized eggs, but this is not. So my oven's preheated to 350, you heard that. And now I'm going to put these into the oven. And I'm going to set my timer for 10 minutes. So timer set. I don't know how yours works. I'm going to go 10 minutes and start. But I'm going to show you the magic